Hello everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome to another video. This week it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to mix things up because I simply did not have enough time to cut the video for this week, because yesterday I finished my first half marathon. Yay! And this was a very exciting moment for me. And it was definitely an achievement that I will remember for the rest of my life. It was a fantastic experience, and I wanted to share with you how it felt, like what I did, how I prepared, because I must say I'm pretty proud of myself. I managed to run my first half marathon in 1 hour and 48 minutes, which was around 12 minutes under what I was aiming for. My initial aim when we challenged ourselves with my colleague was to do it under 2 hours. But for me, running was never something I enjoyed, was never something that I wanted to fully focus on. I was more of a weight training girl, and therefore this was a secondary goal to me. And I was hoping, I just want to enjoy the race and finish in some sort of time that would be qualifiable, let's say. And then, the day of the run, I just started running, I had a great pace, and voila, it was like 1 hour and 48 minutes. And yeah, I'm super proud of myself. And I would just want to do this video to encourage everyone who might be hesitating whether to do it or not, that you can do it and that you can actually achieve a pretty good result for a first runner, even if you never ran a marathon. And so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to share with you what was my training plan, kind of the split, and also specific workouts that I did. I'm also going to share with you how my nutrition looked like, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about the race itself, how I felt during the race, how I prepared immediately before the race, and also how my recovery looked like. So without further ado, let's get to the first point. And before I start talking about all the nitty-gritties about the preparation, I'm just going to say that I prepared for the Prague Half Marathon, which is part of the Superhalfs series. It's a series of marathon here in Europe. I think one is in Lisbon, then you have one in Copenhagen, then you have one in Valencia, and I think Cardiff. And so if you manage to finish all of them, you get kind of this Superhalfs medal. And this was my first half marathon ever, and I decided to go on it because it's in the city where I live, here in Prague, and it was just super convenient. But when did I actually start to prepare? Because most people say that you need around 3 months to prepare for a marathon or for a half marathon. For a marathon, I would say you probably need a little bit more, and I would agree with them. I started preparing around 3 months ago after I returned from my vacation in Thailand. So around January, I was a little bit sick in the beginning of January, so I had to start around mid-January. And basically, my training routine looked like this. I would go running 3 times a week, and I would weight train 3 times a week. My runs at the beginning would be around 8 kilometers, so pretty kind of medium runs, nothing too long, but also nothing too short. It was just something that I was able to manage. And then my weight training sessions would be really based about full body. I wasn't doing any sort of a split. I was just doing a simple full body routine. I had 3 routines that I alternated on each of these days. So the split looked like this. On Monday, I had a rest day because I go to the office and I wash my hair the day before. So I just want to have a fresh, nice hair on the days when I go to the office. Then on Tuesday, I start the week off with a weight session, a full body weight session with the following exercises. I really focus on compound exercises that really engage my full body, and also exercises that are kind of basic, and I can really see my progression because I really did not want to lose my muscle, and so I was still maintaining this progressive overload mentality that each week I either try to increase the number of reps or I try to increase the weight. Then on Wednesday, it was the run day, so I went for an 8-kilometer run, and I would repeat it this way till the next Monday. Over the course of the 3 months, this has changed slightly, but mostly in the last month preceding the race. I have increased the intensity and I have slowly started to increase the length of my runs. So first it was around 12 kilometers, and the last week or last 2 weeks preceding the race, I actually went up to like 15 kilometers, which is not something they usually advise, They usually talk about tapering, but because I never ran such a long distance as 21 kilometers, which is the length of half marathon, I wanted to see if I'm actually capable of doing so, and therefore I increased the length of my training. But actually the volume that I was running each week did not increase that significantly, because towards the last month of my training, I stopped doing the third run on the weekends, and instead I went for an hour-long swim just to switch it up and also employ different parts of my body. In conjunction with this, I started doing some physiotherapy just to manage my core a little bit better, because I was suffering with some trapezius pain, and this physiotherapy was really based on activating my core muscles so that I can move better, I can have a better running efficiency, meaning that I will burn less or I will spend less energy while actually running. So this was kind of my training schedule. As I said, here is kind of the split over the different months and how my training routine changed. So if you want to copy or try it yourself, you can do so. I will provide like a downloadable link down below. Now for the nutrition, because as I said, I wanted to maintain my muscle and I definitely didn't want to become this kind of skinny fat girl, I tried to maintain a high protein intake. So my day usually started off like, I'm going to go for a run or I'm going to go for a training. I like to do running and training fasted. And then I had a protein smoothie, just something very light to keep me going, because beforehand I used to do intermittent fasting, and therefore I preferred when my breakfast is actually rather light, but still I have a sweet tooth, so I really enjoy having like a chocolate protein shake for breakfast. Just really something that can boost my recovery, but also something that can help my muscles to grow. Then for lunch, I usually had some sort of bean-based soup. So I would do like a lentil soup or like a red kidney bean soup, something that had a good source of plant protein, but also had a lot of vegetables for all of those micronutrients. And then for dinner, this was really the place where I gave myself liberty. So it was either a sourdough bread with tofu spread or some other hummus or something like that with tons of vegetables, or it could be some pasta, it could be rice, it could be us going out for a dinner, it could be pizza. So this was really the place where I gave myself a lot of liberty, because I don't want to restrict myself too much. I would say that my macro split was really focused around protein. So I was trying to get around 100 grams of protein at least every single day. And then there was a high proportion of carbs, and it was pretty low fat. It just kind of turned out to be quite low fat. I'm not like purposely doing that. It just kind of turned out to be. So this might not work for you, but personally, I feel my best when I am fueled by carbs. So that was the nutrition part. And preceding the race, many people talk about carb loading. I wasn't really doing that too much, to be honest, because I eat a lot of carbs anyways. I really just focus on getting a lot of fruit. And in the days preceding the race, I actually bumped up my carb intake a little bit, but nothing crazy. Just really tried to maintain, I think really the one constant thing in my diet was really the protein intake. And now I want to talk a little bit about the week or the couple of days preceding the race, because here I really try to actually employ the strategy of taper. And so the last 2 days before the race, I did not do any exercise. So I did not go to the gym, I didn't go for a run, I didn't go for my physiotherapy session, nothing like that, because I really wanted my body to be fully recovered and prepared to give it its best. In terms of nutrition, again, I maintained something very similar to what I was doing the months before, the weeks before. I think I had a little bit more pasta that week, but that's it. And then on the actual race day, the race started at 10 a.m. So I actually had time to give myself some good breakfast. I usually go running fasted, so I am pretty used to actually burning fat as my source of fuel when I run, and therefore I'm pretty well adapted to that. But because it was starting later off today and it's the longest run I have ever done, I definitely did not want to go fasted. And so for my breakfast, I had a protein smoothie, but this time I employed a little bit more carbs. So I added 1 banana to it. And this really got digested in like 2 hours because I had my breakfast at around 8 or 7:30. And that was it. At 9:30, I really did not feel heavy in my stomach and I felt like I could run. Then, half an hour preceding my race, I actually ate 1 date, 1 medjool date, those that are super soft because I really enjoy them. And I just wanted to be able to, once, the bell goes off, I will have the surge of energy that I need, that those very quickly dissolving sugars in the dates will have. In terms of drinks, the day of the race, I actually drank an electrolyte drink when I woke up, just to really replenish all of my stores because you're going to be sweating a lot during the race, so this kind of helps you to fight those imbalances. During the race itself, this was something I was super scared of because I have never eaten anything during my race. And my strategy was not to use any sort of gels or any specific supplements for running, just because I heard they can upset your stomach and I have never tried them before, so it's definitely not a good idea to try them on the race day. And so I figured, let's take those medjool dates, have them in my pocket, and when I feel like I really need that boost of energy, I'm just going to grab them. There was, of course, a little bit of refreshment on the road, so there was some sugar packets, there were slices of oranges and slices of bananas, but I never actually managed to capture one. I was really just focused on keeping my pace. But I remember that towards the 16th or 17th kilometer, because that was the longest distance I have run till that point in my life, I said, I'm going to try it and I'm going to give myself 1 date. So I did that. I don't know if it helped. I really did not feel any difference. So maybe, I just did not do it soon enough so that the effects could actually roll in. But I did that and then I finished the race. So that was kind of it. Post the race, I just immediately ate the remainder of my dates because I wasn't really starving. I was just craving something sweet. I think that my body was just depleted of carbs. And, had some fruit and then went for a nice lunch. And that was it. That was my race day. So that's everything what I did from training standpoint, nutrition standpoint, and during the race itself. I think it well went. It definitely motivated me to do something more like this in the future. I definitely want to finish the Superhalfs series as well. And really what I want to do with this video is to say to you, you can do it. If you want to run a half marathon, you can do it. Even if you hate running, I'm not a runner. I don't like running. Genuinely, I don't like it. But this event really proved to me that, this is why actually people run. Because when you are there on the race day, the atmosphere is just amazing. There are people cheering everywhere around you and everyone is so excited. For me, being in the first half marathon, I was super ecstatic about it. And I just was looking forward to start a race. And then during the race, seeing the people on the streets just cheering you up, it really felt like a little bit of a cult. That's how I would call it. But it's really the sense of community. And I think that nowadays we really struggle with this and we struggle with the sense of community. And that's why I think that people love running so much. So I hope I gave you a little bit of motivation to yourself go and pursue your goals if you desire, whether it is half marathon, or whether it is just running your first 1K or 5K or 10K or whatever it is. I just want to say you can do it, and thanks again for watching this video. I know it's been something different. Let me know if you enjoy this type of a content as well. I would definitely love to do more because I'm super active and it's a huge part of my life to exercise, be active, be healthy. And yeah, I will do more. So thanks again for watching. If you're not already, please subscribe, ring the bell so that you don't miss out on my future episodes of Veganize It or any other series that I will start. So thanks again for watching and see you in the next one. Bye!